I'm Nick Snow, watching Government for Oil and Gas Journal in Washington, D.C. It started with a desire to give the editors a story out of Washington to post online while I covered the first day of Deloitte's 2014 Energy Conference on May 13th. A press release from the office of U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow, a Democrat from Michigan, 4 days earlier, looked promising. Senator Stabenow and Markey lead bipartisan group of 22 senators urging President Obama to consider the impact of larger-scale natural gas imports on American manufacturing and families, the headline read. The release said Stabenow, Edward J. Markey, a Democrat from Massachusetts, and 20 other senators had sent a letter to U.S. President Barack Obama saying that very thing. It represented a point of view I hadn't reported much. I did a quick write-up and included the names of those who signed the letter and their party affiliations. There were 20 Democrats, 1 Republican, Susan Collins of Maine, and 1 independent, Angus King, also of Maine. OGJ readers were not amused. 6 told me so in emails with subject lines like, "Bipartisan, really?" Some conceded the point when I responded that U.S. House Republicans play equally fast and loose with the term. They trumpet bipartisan support if they can get a few Democrats to back a bill aimed at facilitating more oil and gas activity or trying to restrain a federal regulator they think is overly aggressive. I said that no matter which party uses the tactic, the idea's advocates imply that their support is broader than it actually is. I didn't say then what I feel now. It cheapens an idea which has been largely absent from Congress for several sessions. Oil and gas issues don't divide Congress strictly along party lines, by the way. The differences occur most frequently between lawmakers from producing and consuming states. Except for Joe Manchin, a Democrat from West Virginia, the senators who signed Stabenow and Markey's letter came from consuming states. Several of their constituents said they didn't get enough propane or natural gas this past winter. Meanwhile, an actual bipartisan energy bill ran aground May 12th when top Senate Democrats and Republicans refused to compromise. Jeanne Shaheen, a Democrat from New Hampshire, and Rob Portman, a Republican from Ohio, initially introduced their energy efficiency measure, S761, on April 13, 2013. The Energy and Natural Resources Committee referred it to the full Senate soon after. The bill seemed headed for consideration at last, until Majority Leader Harry M. Reid, a Democrat from Nevada, and Ranking Minority Member Mitch McConnell, a Republican from Kentucky, started to wrangle over whether amendments should be allowed. Reid finally said it would not be brought up after all. Shaheen and Portman said they'd keep working on it. At 2 conferences at the Center for Strategic and International Studies on June 10th and 11th, several experts agreed that the dramatically improved U.S. oil and gas outlook makes now the perfect time to reform U.S. energy policies. They also don't expect it to happen, given the current climate in Congress. That's Watching Government for this week. In Washington, I'm Nick Snow for Oil and Gas Journal.